What's going on, fella? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Jumping in the game. As I stated before in the description, I'm actually doing how would you say, a run through of the Osiris weaponry and armory. Kind of give me an idea of my personal thoughts and takes of everything going on right now. This, you can actually turn around and go ahead and take a look at the appearances and stuff like that. So you can actually choose, let's see, all sorts of different designs for your character. You can earn all this. This is all cosmetic. So it kind of has that little Fortnite vibe or whatever, but overall it's pretty dope. I think you get more out of it. These are like the banners in particular that you can slam down on the ground. You get different modes that you can choose. The rides are pretty much there. Let's see, drop pods. They actually have a nice little selection of them as well. Sprays, yeah, there are sprays in the game, I know. Speaking of, I'll go ahead and do that because I wanted to change that out anyway. As far as loadouts are concerned, I normally run the Scarab right here. I enjoy it because of the way I have it set up. You can actually turn around and have multiple mods and everything. My personal favorite is the phase repeater with chain reaction. This allows, well, a chain reaction shot every time you shoot the weapon. The phase repeater just allows you to have auto. Let's see. Recall teleporter does exactly what you would expect the recall teleporter to do. Recalls you to the teleportation spot, of course. This is my Bazi, or the Basilisk. This thing is a hell of a sniper rifle, that's all I'm gonna say. The detonator, well, I'm trying to get rid of this, you'll see why. The snare trap, I have that right there, it's pretty good. I actually just recently went to the orbital barrage. The heavy turret is one of my mains I like to use, and then of course, depending on the situation, cloaking device. I'm able to call my vehicle at any time as well. Just so you know, there is more than one way to actually play the game. You can either be an Oniquick suit, just have an augmented suit, a boxer war suit, or Dragonfly. I chose Dragonfly because it allows more maneuverability in my personal opinion. But let's go
Greetings.
and take a look at these weapons here. Of course, you are already been introduced to a Scarab. This is the Aspel Flechette. This right here, this thing is the SMG of the bunch. A lot of people will look at it differently. It's like a needler. That's the best way to put it. It has the needling ability. I really enjoy it. The Phasic Lancer, I haven't had much of experience like shooting it, but receiving it, this thing hurts. It does have I believe, chain reaction in the magazine. It does hurt if you're around a group of things. I've learned that real quick. The Gorgon, I have played with this thing. It does not have chain reaction, but it has the a burn modulator. Increases the damage towards like all the creatures in Fortuna, which is the place that you land. A heavy battery actually is really good for the capacity of the magazine. Personally, I wouldn't run with that. The flash modulator improves the actual range by like 1188, you know, in range. I'm actually stoked on a little bit of this. You have the Manticore. Actually, I really want to give this a whirl. It's basically like the needler version of or the Flechette version of the of the Asp. This one right here is pretty cool. I really, really enjoy it, and also xenotoxic needles towards humanoids and creatures and stuff like that. You can actually do this one in particular. Honestly, humanoids are more of a secondary. I would more than likely turn around and push this towards fighting creatures, not towards fighting other obstacles. It is good if you decide to do it that way, but it's not the greatest. Plus, Osiris is not focused on that anyway. So the one weapon I have yet to actually obtain, I'm not going to talk about yet, but the Kefir Revitalizer. Okay, where to start? This weapon, if aimed towards yourself, literally can quite frankly try to save your life. Not worth it in my personal opinion. It does fix like actual things like your ride, which literally is pointless. And it's a direct beam that you physically have to aim, and it actually has a magazine size. Here's my recommendation for this weapon. Don't equip it unless you know that you have immense aim. The problem with this, however, is when you're done healing something, or healing someone, it literally stops a person from healing their shields or whatever. It slows down pretty much everything to a damn near halt before normal healing can be obtained again. So it's kind of like it defeats its own purpose of being in the game, other than the fact that it could fix your vehicle. That's about it. That literally is the only thing that I can say. It also helps out with some missions. If something is a little more damaged than usual, you can turn around and use it to your advantage. But it's a hit or miss in most cases. That's the bottom line on that one. I personally, I'm okay, or I'm sidetracked with it. Directional warp does exactly that. It warps you in a certain direction, and the duration is literally in a blink of an eye. It damn near has about an entire minute worth of a cooldown almost. Triage Sphere, duration 20 seconds. This thing is actually pretty good. It basically heals 50 health per second. It has a wonderful radius, if people could get to it, of course. And it takes like 40 seconds to cool down. It's not bad. Surveillance Horn does exactly that. I haven't obtained it because I don't want it. It surveys an entire area. Precision Strike, let's see. It's a very small precision strike. You gotta be on the money, and it hurts when you actually push it. The DPS on it is ridiculous, and if you hit it right on the money, or put a person in a snare, hit that sucker, boom, done. You could easily knock out their shields. The protective shell does just what you think it would do. Protects the shell of you. No, I'm playing. But you have concealment cloak. It's okay. I personally wouldn't use it in adrenal shot. Now back to the weapon I have yet to claim. It's called the Zeus Beam. I am currently working on getting this thing, but as you can clearly see, it's a monster of monsters. This thing right here, if it stays on you, you are, well, dead. This weapon in particular is by far one of the most powerful beams in the game, if not the most powerful beam in the game. I think that as a player, it's been toned down from what I've seen, but with the amount of pain that this thing can deliver, hypercore, which literally pushes more rounds per minute, stability is crazy, damage per second is high, versus the focus core, which gives more range. Spin up time is a little bit longer. the body of it, let's see. You have the express charger, faster spin up time, light alloy body. We have about, let's just say it just makes you move faster, a little bit faster than normal. And then, of course, the reload speed, which would not be a bad idea. But without further
Don't let me keep you.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and give this a royal shout. Now, this is just the Osiris section right here, and I wanted to focus more on Osiris because I wanted more people to kind of understand that. Do not underestimate anybody actually using this party, this crew. I'm gonna do my best. I'm not the greatest player in the world. But I'm gonna do my best to kind of demonstrate just how well this actually works. Okay, you can learn the basics of the cycle, which I'm gonna go ahead and push the basics. I like the way this is kind of something that you'll run into.
Everyone wants fame and fortune, and prospectors are no different. Here that means gaining as many victory points as you can, then getting off the planet before the cycle storm hits. You get victory points by completing contracts. That's a Velticide vein. The stuff just sprouts from the ground every few days. Very convenient. Good. There should be another Velticide vein nearby for you to mine. Careful. Larger veins will attract tougher monsters.
Now, me personally, I have the keyvine. I do not like the keybind and where my melee was.
Mineral contract completed, and you've earned your first victory points. Completing contracts and taking out hostile creatures gets you cash you can use on the surface. You earned yourself enough cash from that contract to buy yourself a new gun.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just that.
Nice choice. Better and more powerful weapons will do a lot towards keeping you alive on the surface. Now, go ahead and check your map. That big red circle on your map highlights a hunt contract. Head over to it and hunt down the mutated creatures in the area. Contract targets drop valuable biomass samples when killed. Always remember to pick them up.
So, yeah. The one thing about this game...
Good job!
It's
completed another contract and gained more victory points.
Those
are just two sample contracts. You'll find more types on the real planet. And they won't be as easy. Okay, now get over to that big platform. On the surface, you'll be competing against other prospectors. Most will be hostile, but some may be open to a pact. A spawn's dummy. Try packing with it.
Let's do this!
Normally,
When you're in a pack, you'll be sharing progress and won't be able to damage each other. 2 guns are better than 1, but you'll be losing your shield as a trade-off. And remember, packs can be broken by either party. When the cycle starts to rise and the storm gets bad, an evac ship will come down to pick any survivors up. The ship won't land if there are hostile creatures in the landing zone. Stowaways can be a real problem. Come on, take those monsters out!
Good call.
Okay, now get over to that big platform. And that's the basics. Complete contracts, kill monsters, deal with rivals, and evac. Simple.
So, as you can clearly see, there are certain things that you can do, and this is just like a breakdown of how things work, okay? In this game, it's not about player versus player. It's about objectives, players versus player, the environment versus you versus the environment versus people. There are just so many things that you can do in this game, and like, honestly, I don't think that there's much else to really talk about. It's just not it's not the same. It's just not like other games. That's the best way to put it. I guess what I'm trying to say is that in due time, everyone learns how to play, but also how not to, like, I don't know. It's a difficult way of saying it's better to just show, which I'm gonna go ahead and show you in solo just how good or bad something can get. The queue times right now, they're pretty good. They're not the best in the world, but at the same time, I think they're good. And honestly, it's a decent game, enough to make anybody want to play. Osiris.
Alright, drop pods locked in. Loading coordinates. Station gates closed. Don't turn it back now. Station says we're good to go. Drop coordinates set.
Okay, so there's no ring. I forgot to say. There is legit no ring.
Here we go. Now, don't forget to stay alive.
Everyone either lives or dies. There's no in between.
New contracts available. Complete as many as you can, then get off this rock before the cycle closes in.
So anybody that's ever played against me knows me for being a guy that likes to go for veins, like fairly fast.
Combat alert. Engaged by prospector. Engaged by hostile prospector. Extreme trauma detected. Triage activated. Emergency recall. Recover the dumped battery to recharge.
And he's gonna sit there and do that.
Packed request sent.
Oh.
Combat alert. Engaged by prospector.
This is toxicity, dude.
Under attack by hostile prospector.
He knows if he kills me, I'm done. I'm gonna die.
Hostile prospector engaging. Vitals critical. Emergency triage engaged. Packed impact sent. Under attack by hostile prospector.
And those people like that, they jump you right in the beginning. And that's a way to really not gain anything, and it's a waste of time. So the game itself has nothing to do with like any of this. So for someone to have done that, you still get rewarded. It's just when you do things like that, it really ruins an experience right off the bat. The game is not meant to be a player versus player game. And in the very beginning, it could be very agitating when you jump in as a player of Osiris. And it's not that it's unbalanced, it's just in the very beginning, if you choose to have a certain type of weapon, it is an unbalanced gameplay, and it doesn't allow the person that spawns next to you anything. So let's say I run in with a scarab, and this dude literally is something that's easily encountered. Okay, it becomes
Looks like another beautiful day on Fortuna's Bridge. Station gate closed. No turning back now.
As an ideal to kind of show you how weak and powerful versus and Osiris really can't be. Corlift is an actual a weapon that can completely own that of Osiris, and the ICA can kind of outdo Corlift.
Station's giving the all clear.
It's like a circle.
1 minute. Pot's well.
Really bad
Nope,
luck in my
we're
first
good.
match. So, to kind of give you an idea of how well it is, it's
Time to go.
that I have a decent match right here.
Now, play nice down there.
It kind of gives you an idea just how bad it can be, how bad it can get. That was the first time I can honestly say it was that I've ever died within the first minute and a half of just landing. So the aspect of Battle Royale is kind of there, but it's not. There's more to this game.
Alright, Prospector.
than
Complete the
just
most
Battle
contracts
Royale.
if you want top marks. And remember to get off the planet before the cycle hits.
We've marked some specimens of interest. Hunt them down.
Operator exceeded expectation. New kit subroutines enabled.
Okay, so I'm mining a power-up facility, hunt for biomass, which...
Look here!
Here. I'm not ready for a team fight. Oh, and there are active story quests.
Notice, kit has increased to match operator performance.
We've got a good motion going on. Let's go ahead and keep that. And it looks like that's been activated, so I'm going to completely ignore that. So, as I fight,
Those samples should prove interesting. Don't hold back on hunting down more of that vermin, Prospector.
Enjoy your new toy.
Notice, kit recalibrated to match increased operator performance.
covers our needs. We've extended your contract for more minerals, Prospector. Nearing the end of this uplink's use. Prepare for new location.
Ooh, Alpha. Ready for that team fight.
We're seeing you power up our facility. Finish the sequence ASAP.
Enjoy your new toy.
You need to find more terminals to power up this facility, Prospector.
Damn, I'm a bad shot today.
Good work, Prospect.
Notice. Kit adapted for improved operation in current environment. Alert. Engaged by hostile prospector.
You've acquired the stipulated quantity of minerals. We need more. Nearing the end of this uplink's use. Prepare for new location.
Hostile prospector engaging.
Now put that thing to good use.
He's wasting my time at this point.
Nothing found. Nothing found.
Not too far. Okay, so
Evac ship's on the way. Get ready.
Target found.
There's a warded alpha in this sector. Remove it.
Landing zone clear. Please proceed to evac.
Time to get off this rock. Hurry up, or you're in for a long night.
Under attack by hostile prospector. Alert! Engaged by hostile prospector. Engaged by hostile prospector.
Now buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
So, that person right there just screwed himself over.
Notice, kit has increased to match operator performance.
Hurry up, Prospector. That ship won't wait forever.
So,
Hurry up, Prospector. That ship won't wait forever.
One thing about this game is without all the crap that I had to endure, I can easily move up 3 places from 8th to pretty much 5th. That's if these guys... Yep. 6th. 5th. There we go. And there you go. See, with all the stuff that you could do in this game, that's one of the things that you also got to take in, is that just playing the game, you have to play the game. Like, it's not always about... And see, that was a decent game for me, but I could have done better. And the reason why I know I could have done better is because I don't normally do this bad. Especially with this uplink, I've done just so much better. Personal contracts, yeah. But ultimately, this, I normally get these uplinks. It's just, you know, so ultimately, I think that it was a good experience, you know, playing that as well. But I hope you guys are taking, you know, took some time out of that, and hopefully the next time I turn around and jump into the game, we can definitely take a look at how the Zeus Canic really packs the punch. Until then, guys, thank you very much for taking the time out to watch my stream, and you guys have a good day.